Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and good morning, good evening, yeah, and then good night wherever you may be, yeah, wherever where you are. Alright, so this second part, second chapter, as you can see, this slide here says chapter 11 because the book that I use, yeah, Principle of Economics, they have two parts, yeah, which is macroeconomic and macroeconomic. So this chapter 11 assume that this is on the second part of the book, yeah, which is macroeconomic. So the second chapter that we will cover is on national income accounting. Okay, so we will going to the depth, yeah, what is national income accounting is all about. Okay, bear in mind, please bear in mind that country sometimes can be assumed as a business or a company, yeah, whereby a company can become productive. Sorry, national can be productive and national can be unproductive. Yeah. Sometimes country can have a profit, sometimes country can have a losses. Yeah, country sometimes can be treated as a business or company as well. Okay, so therefore, yeah, let's have a look at this one. Yeah, the definition of national income. What is national income is all about? In Malay, we call as a pendapatan negara. Yeah, all right. So therefore, yeah, we're talking about not only in the sense of profit, but also in the sense of productivity. Yeah, and services by a nation over a period of time, yeah, usually a year. Okay, so that means the flow of goods and services. So there are two flows, which is goods inflow and goods outflow. Yeah. Okay, so that means they have goods coming in, yeah, which is inflow, and then the second one will be outflow. Ya, in Malay barang masuk dan barang keluar, barang masuk dan barang keluar. Ya, by a nation over a period, usually a year. Ya, okay, so that is a definition of national income. Or another definition will be national income is the total payment received by the factors of production in the country during a year. Okay, so that means, yeah, whatever that government receive, yeah. So factors of production, before this we have four, which is land, yeah, labor, yeah, okay, and then equity, yeah, and then entrepreneurship. Okay, so those, yeah, those are owned by businesses. Okay, so whatever that businesses have, yeah, that means they have whatever that they have, land, labor, equity, and entrepreneurship. That means their asset. That means it also belong to the government. Okay, so that's why, yeah, as you can see, the difference between national income between developed country, yeah, that means advanced country, and developed country, that means already advanced, and developing country. Alright, developed country, you can see there are a lot of building, there are a lot of businesses, there are a lot of factors compared to the developing company. Developing country. Developing country, we can say that there is a lot of, quite a few businesses, few factories, which is on the growth stage. Yeah, so therefore, yeah, you can see the national income for developed is better than developing. Yeah, okay. So can you imagine, yeah, the big countries national income is far better than the small countries. Yeah, okay. Right, let's have a look at the concept of national income. Okay, so we have two parts, but it will be more. So one of the concept of national income is GDP, yeah, gross domestic product. Okay, in Malay we can call it as a KDNK. Yeah, KDNK means that, yeah, keluaran dalam negara kasar. Yeah, I repeat again. Yeah, in Malay version we call it as KDNK, keluaran dalam negara kasar, which is gross domestic product. Okay, what is gross domestic product? Is the total money value of all final goods and services. produce within a country in a given time period. So that means every goods and every services which already produce, already produced and already available for sale. Whatever that partially finished, that means some kind like partial paruh siap, we cannot put as a GDP. That means it must be all final good. That means it's already what we call as a completed, completed, and then can be usable. Okay, so it must be produced within a country. Outside country we cannot use. But because outside country is more on import. Okay, so it must be within a country. All right, the second one, which is GNP, gross national product. So this one we call as gross national product. That means productivity negara secara kasar lah. GNP is the total market value of all final. It is still related to final goods and services produced by countries resident. Countries resident means that, let's say if you want to calculate GNP for Malaysia, that means countries resident must be Malaysian. Okay, foreigners cannot be counted. Foreigners cannot be counted. That means we're talking about locals, local product and services. Product and services. Okay, so for this one, the difference between KDNK, GDP and also GMP, which is this one, produced within a country, it can be Malaysian. Let's say we're talking about Malaysia context. It can also produced by foreigners, but it must be produced in Malaysia. Okay, so that is KDNK. But for to filter out, which is GNP, it must be produced by local people. That means in this case Malaysian only. Okay, foreigners they need to filter out. That means on GM in this case of GNP. Okay, so to calculate GDP, okay, to calculate GDP, GDP is equals to, sorry, GMP, for to calculate GMP, which is GDP plus net factor income from abroad. Okay, I have a format later on. I will show you later on how to calculate those things. Okay, let's have a look at this one, market price. In Malay we call harga pasaran. Market price refer to the current price in the market. That means which is price at the market today for all goods and services through the forces of demand and supply. Okay, you already learned through demand and supply before, right? Okay, this is the demand curve. This is a supply curve. Which is demand and supply. Demand can shift to the right, demand can shift to the left. Okay, so it can be D to D1, sorry, D2, so the movement of demand and supply can make price, can be going up and going down. The movement, because we want, this is a measured by equilibrium. Okay, so market prices is the actual price paid by the consumer. That is the price that sell at the market. Which is market price, harga pasaran. The real price. Alright, factor cost. What is factor cost? Factor cost is the real prices that is earned by the producers or sellers. Earned by producers or sellers. That means let's say the market price. Let's say market price is for vegetable is, let's say, 2 ringgit. Okay, that means it's an average market price for vegetable that sell the whole country. The whole country. But somehow producers and seller probably they want to get some profit. Let's say they're selling by 2 ringgit 50 cent, which is factor cost. Okay, so therefore factor cost is referring to those producers and sellers. Whatever that they sell to the consumer, we call it as a factor cost. The real price that average price that sell throughout the market, which is called as a market price, which is still real price, but it is some kind like average only. Yeah. Okay. So to calculate the GNP, okay, so GNP, this one we call it as a GDP earlier. GDP FC is equal to GDP MP minus indirect taxes plus subsidies. Okay, indirect taxes in Malay kita panggil we call cukai tak langsung. Subsidy means that the support, financial support by government. Yeah, that means expenses done by government to support, and then to reduce prices. For example, subsidi oil prices. Yeah, subsidi minyak contohnya. Yeah, or GNPFC is equal to GNPMP minus indirect taxes plus subsidies. Okay, those formula later on I will explain to you later. Just to know the concept first. Okay, we have net national product, NNP. Net national product is a GNP minus the value of capital consumption or depreciation during the year. NNP also referred as national income at market prices. In Malay, pendapatan negara di dalam masa harga pasaran yang sebenar lah. Okay, so to calculate that NNP, which is GNPFC minus depreciation. Depreciation in Malay susut nilai, that means the value drops. What does the value drop? That means the value in terms of government asset or government products or services. Yeah. Or national income is equal to NNPNP, plus subsidies minus indirect tax. Okay, national income, in Malay pendapatan negara. National income at factor cost is defined as the total of all income payments made to the factor of production. Yeah, so that means we're talking about income payments, which is the money coming into the government. Okay, as a factor of production. Right, so whatever activities, business activities that industry made, okay, that means it is generated, and then it is goes to government, part of it. Okay. While we already done to cover the business, that means earlier part, this is more on the government and the business part. This one is more on personal part, individual part, citizen part or society part. Personal income is the income that actually received by individuals and household in a nation during a year. That means a total household. Let's say in Malaysia, we have 32 million people. Therefore they will calculate the total income, that means the total money received, not money received, we call it as a total part of it is a salary, part of it are wages, part of it are remunerants, so therefore they're talking about personal income, that means the total amount that received by those individuals 32 million or household, that means isi rumah dalam setahun during a year. Okay, and then the last one, disposable personal income, is a part of personal income that is left after the payment of personal direct taxes. Because why? Sometimes the salary that you receive, you need to minus with income tax. Cukai pendapatan. That means in Malaysian case, you need to pay to LHDN, Lembaga Hasil Dalam Negeri. So therefore the formula is DPI, disposable personal income, is equal to PI minus personal income tax. Okay, I know most of you might be complicated to understand this one first. Later on, because I prepare the format for you, so I hope that you will understand later. Especially the calculation part. Okay, we have methods of calculating national income. The first one, expenditure approach. Expenditure means that more on spending. That means okay, expenditure approach is more on spending. That means it's more on government spending. Okay, the more government spend, the GDP and then the national income will be increased. Because it is some kind like not only spending but also is more on investing. Okay, we talking about government. Okay, all right. Product approach means that the value of national income is based on the value of product or services. by government. Okay, so if government produce more product and services, there is a possibility of the nation have income. Yeah, okay, because that is an asset that they will use to sell to the local and also foreigners. Yeah. All right, the last one is income approach. Yeah? Income approach is more on trade. Yeah, that means it's more on export and import. Or also, money in and money out, currency in and out. Okay, whatever that money flows in the country and whatever money outflows from the country, they can take it as a consideration to calculate national income. Okay, so let's have a look at the expenditure approach. Okay, what does expenditure approach means? Expenditures are made by four economic sectors, such as, okay, so the value or the national income is measured by the first one, consumption. Okay, what does consumption means? Do I have the Oh, there is no explanation on that. Okay, never mind. Okay, consumption, in Malay we call as kepenggunaan. Okay, alright. So kepenggunaan, or we call it as a consumer spending. Because the value of country is measured by how well citizens spend the money. The more money spent by the citizen, the better consumption it will be. Yeah, consumption is increased because of people or citizens spend more money. Yeah, okay. They can spend on sometimes a decent product, sometimes they can spend on luxury product. Yeah, we already learned this through microeconomic, the difference between normal good prices and also luxury prices. Yeah, and that is a consumption. Okay, the second one is government spending. Government spending means that the investment made by the government. Okay, investment made by the government. Okay, what does government invest? That means usually they invest in terms of development, expenditures, and then subsidies that they give to the citizens, and then financial aids and so on. So whatever government spends, that means the increase in government spend will lead towards national income as well. Okay, because there's some kind like doing investment and then later on expected to get their money in the future. Yeah, and this one is more on investment. Investment is not only made by government but also made by the businesses as well. Okay, for example, investment by the government, which is highway, MRT, skyscrapers. Okay, and then as far as business is concerned, the investment made by them is more on adding the branches, expanding and enlarging the businesses, and then purchasing more lands and so on. So there is a investment made by businesses. The more investment that they made, the better national income will be. Okay, and then the last one, expenditure approach, net export, which is X minus M. Okay, X is referring to export. M is referring to import. Okay, so export, which is money in, that means the country will sell product and services from another country, and then another country will become as a buyer. So they will pay and then the money goes into the country. But for import, which is money out, which is the country buying or buying product or services outside country. Yeah, for example, Malaysia bought sugar from Thailand. So therefore, Malaysia is become as an importer. Yeah, Thailand as an exporter. Something like that. Yeah. Okay. Another example for export and import, Malaysia exporting Proton Saga to UK. Yeah. So therefore, Malaysia is a seller. Yeah. That means UK is a buyer, which is importer. So there are four elements of expenditure approach. Yeah. Okay, so these are the formulas. Later on, I will show you in the summarized formula that I give you later. Okay, so these are the formats. Yeah, I will provide to you the better version of it later. Okay. Earlier we're talking about expenditure approach. Now we are talking about income approach. It means, yeah, how national income is measured by using income approach. Income approach will measure the national income by adding together all the incomes. Yeah, in Malay semua pendapatan, yeah, that means all incomes generated, yeah, by businesses, yeah, or also government, yeah, is considered as income. Okay. So let's have a look at the types of income that generated by businesses or government throughout the country. Okay, so the first one is profit. Okay, we're talking about business profit. Yeah, the more companies generated profit, yeah, the national income will be good. Yeah, okay, because they making money and then they increase the economy. You know, so that means that we're talking about business. Government usually doesn't generate profit much because government is more on administrating the country. Okay, the second one is wages and salary. This one also, even though technically wages and salaries refers to money out, yeah, by the business, because business will pay wages and salaries to the employer. And somehow, yeah, the amount that wages and salaries pay to the employers and workers, the more that they pay, it shows that the company is making profit. Okay, by more salaries and more wages to the employees. So they can measure that as an income approach. Yeah. Compared to the company which have less profit. Company which have less profit, there is a possibility that they will pay low salaries and low wages. Yeah. So that is one of part of it, yeah, income approach. The third one, which is interest and dividend. Okay, interest means that the revenue get from finance or bank. Okay. Okay, I illustrate to you how interest works. Interest works when, yep, people will loan more. That means they will borrow more money from bank or finance company. Okay, and then later on, yeah, borrowers need to pay interest. So if the interest pay by the borrowers and then the money goes into the bank, most goes into the finance company. Therefore, they can treat this as an interest income. We're talking about interest income by bank and also by finance company. The more borrowings, the more interest will be there. Yeah. So the interest received by bank and received by finance company, they can use it as an income approach. That means it's an income by a industry. Okay, dividend means that the bonus, the bonus which is in terms of shares. Yeah, we already done this, especially some of you took a investment module. Yeah, whereby dividend is paid through additional shares or additional cash through the to the investor. So dividend is based on profit performance. Yeah, again, yeah, profit generated by the business. That's why they are able to pay wages and salaries, and then business also able to give dividend, which is profit sharing. Yeah. Okay, so that is also a part of income approach. And the last one, which is rent. Okay, we're talking about rent. That means rent received. Okay, rent received. That some of the business rent land or rent factories, rent building, yeah, to another company. So whatever amount that rent that they paid, they can consider income as well. Or also, sometimes government also lease, government leases. We're talking about rent. The opposite here is leases. Okay, rent ni we call in Malay sewa. Leases means that beri sewa. Okay, so sometimes government leases their asset to the businesses. So that means the businesses need to pay some of the rent money, to the government. So that's why we can consider as an income as well. So these are four types of income approach in this case. Alright, the formula is simple. The better profit, the better wages and salaries, the better interest and dividend, the better rent, the national income will be very good. There is a similar formula and then the format. Okay, and the last one, yeah, national income is measured based on product approach. Okay, so how do they measure that? Yeah? National income is measured by net value of all final goods. That means it is already produced. Half produced we cannot measure. Okay, produced by a nation during a year. That means which is by a country. Right? So therefore, yeah, as you can see, there is a primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. Okay, primary sector ni that means main sector, sector utama. Yeah, main sector. Alright, it's more on what we call as all the business, major industry. Yeah, major industry. For example, banking, telecommunication, agriculture, financial product and services, and so on. Secondary sector means that is a sub primary. Let's say in the telecommunication, we have telecommunication, we have media, we have the digital provider. Yeah, so that is a secondary sector. Tertiary sector is far smaller than that. Yeah, far smaller than secondary sector. In other words, primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector is more on businesses and industry. Okay, the more sector that they have, the more the national income will be very good. Okay, so all final products, okay, and then so on. Okay, as you can see here are the items. These are the sectors, industries. Yeah. Okay, I hold this one first because I'm going to show you the comment on this one. Okay, but before that, okay, let's have a look at this one. I already shared this at the Google Classroom. Okay, I think should be this one. Okay, earlier we talked about the three approaches, which is expenditure approach, okay, expenditure approach, income approach, and product approach. Okay, so whereby expenditure, the national income based on the spending, by a government and businesses. Income approach is more on calculating the income first, and then later on need to minus everything. And then the last one, product approach. That means the value is based on all final product and services. Okay, as you can see here, to calculate GDP at market price, GDP MP, we call it as a KDNK. Okay, so therefore, to calculate GDP MP, if the question goes for expenditure approach, you need to add consumption, investment, government spending, and then plus export minus import. Okay, so that is the first one. That means how do you want to tackle either expenditure, income, or product? It depends on the question. Some of the question goes for product approach, some of the question goes for income approach, and then some of the question goes for expenditure approach. So these are the format: consumption plus investment plus government spending plus export minus import. For income approach, add everything related to income: wages, salaries, rent, profit, dividend, interest, or any other income. And the last one, product approach plus all product, final product and services. Example, agriculture, mining. So these are the sectors that involve, as far as product approach is concerned. Okay. Alright, so once you done calculating this one, the answer will be GDP MP. And then the rest will be the same format that need to follow throughout until disposable personal income. So the process from B until F is similar except that A. How do you tackle A is depend on the question. Okay, to calculate GNP at market price, which is the formula is GDP MP. The answer that you get here plus factor income abroad minus factor paid abroad. That means money in minus money out. Okay, this is standard formula. And then to calculate gross national product at factor cost, which is question C, GNPFC, that means the answer B, GNPMP plus indirect taxes minus subsidy. Yeah. And then to calculate national income, that means the answer for question C, yeah, GNPFC minus depreciation. Okay, and then the next one to calculate personal income. These are the company's methods. So you need to plus transfer payment, minus retained earnings, minus corporate income taxes, minus social security contribution or SOCSO, minus insurance premium or minus any other company's methods. So you get the answer of personal income. And then personal income, you less personal income taxes, and then you will get disposable personal income, which is considered as a national final national income. Okay, so these are the format. Okay, I will show you later on how to. Okay, any questions so far? Any questions so far?
No, sir.
Okay, don't worry because we have a recording session. The recording I will upload it in the YouTube later on. Okay, we take a 3 minutes break. Later on, we finish up the two slides and then go for exercises, and then we will see and how to tackle those questions. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay, 3 minutes. Yeah. Okay. let me finish the lecture first before we go for next part. Okay. Right. What is the use of national income? Why national income is a very quite important matter for the economies, for the society. Yeah. So the first, this one is just more on knowledge. Okay. The first one, to measure standard of living. Yeah. They want to see whether the country is quite rich or poor. Yeah, that is the first one. And then the second one, to assist in national planning. So that means they will grow for the long term planning. Yeah, for example, in Malaysia we call as a plan economy 2030. Okay, 2030, or maybe they have the plan until 2050. Yeah, to generate economies and so on. The third one, to identify sectoral contribution. That means the country will see which sector that they perform the most. For example, Japan country's GDP is far better because of more on technology sector. Yeah. Or China country is far better because the sector that identify is more on production. Some of the countries also have better national income because of food sector. For example, Thailand. Thailand have a better production. And then the next one, to compare over time, yeah, so they can compare 2019, yeah, and then 2020, and then 2021. That means year by year, yeah, to see which year they perform best. And then to compare wealth between countries, yeah, they can compare the income, national income of, let's say, Malaysia compared to Indonesia, and then compare to Thailand, compared to UK, so they can make a comparison to make an analysis. And the next one, to measure the rate of growth of the country, because they want to see, are the country's economic growing or are the country's economic going down. Yeah, okay. So these are the graph. National expenditure, they want to measure the expenses of the government, expenses of the country. And then public sector is more on the government one. That means for the reference. Distribution of incomes, that means they will distribute the income towards rich people and poor people. That means to close the gap, yeah, close the gap between poor and rich. Okay, we don't want the country to have very rich people and very poor people. It must be some in between, or the balance between those groups. Yeah. Okay, so the problems in calculating national income. What are sort of issues that related to this one? The first one, the problem of expertise. Yeah, not many economists or accountant can do that. Yeah, because it is quite complicated. Can you imagine, yeah, to calculate countries accounting? Yeah, especially we're talking about very large country. It's quite complicated. It's not an easy thing. It took like 6 months or 1 year, yeah, to do that. Yeah. The second one, problem of double counting. Yeah? Sometimes they can have double debit, double credit, yeah, because of the same transaction, and they will over record it and so on. And then the third one, problem of false information. This one we can refer to valuation. Sometimes they can overvalue the property, sometimes they can overvalue the asset, yeah, which is the valuation is quite subjective. Yeah, the land supposed to be 1 million, and then they overvalue it to become 2 million. So that is some kind of problems also. Multi-occupation. Yeah. That sometimes they have a problem in measuring a person who have like 3 or 4 jobs. Or multi-occupation, we can refer to they have a individuals having a multi business. Yeah. One of them have a freelance business which selling so many things. Yeah. So as far as multi-occupation is concerned, that is quite difficult to measure. Problem of illiteracy, that means not society, we're talking about society, masyarakat. Not many people able to read national income accounting. It's quite difficult, yeah, compared to companies. Yeah, some of the accountant can read companies financial statement better than national income of the country. Yeah. And the last one, problem of non-monetized sector. There are some sector that mean they have non-monetized. Non-monetized, that mean it's not non-profit. Okay. For example, check, okay, non-monetized sector. I can let me try thinking what example of non-monetized sector. Okay, later on I will give the example, yeah, of non-monetized sector. I will search for you. Yeah, that means it's a non-profit sectors. Yeah. Okay, so these are the calculation of real income, growth income, and per capita income. However, this is not covered in the midterm. Yeah, this one. Yeah, just for the sharing only. Yeah, growth rate and per capita income. Right. Any question? Any question? Before we proceed to the yeah? No, eh? Okay. Let's go to the study question. Okay. All right. Let's have a look at section A. Okay. We will discuss the answer and please jot down the answers. The first one, the cabbages Anna grows in a garden are okay counted under GDP under consumption, counted in the GDP under investment, counted in finances but not GDP, not counted in GDP. Okay, so yeah, what do you think? Yeah, okay, just take a while guess. The cabbages Anna grows in the garden are okay, all right. The first one, have a look at the answer. Counted in GDP under consumption. Okay, consumption means that the spending made by consumer. But the problem here is the cabbage anagross. That means is the cabbage is at the farming area. That means is not ready yet. Gross means that not ready yet kan. That means in Malay belum lagi kan. That means we are not they are not already made, right? So therefore, consumption is not counted in GDP under investment is not counted in finances, not GDP is not. The answer is this one, not counted in GDP. Okay, so that is the first answer. Okay, so that is the first answer. All right, because it still grows, it still grows and grows. It is not ready to made yet. Remember, GDP means that we go to the first one. Yeah, where's the GDP? All final goods and services. That means in Malay, barang dah siap. Yeah, barang dah siap. So that is the first answer. Okay, the second one, hold on a second. Okay, gross domestic product is defined as the value of GDP. Okay, so let's have a look at the answers. All final goods and services produced in the country during a certain period. Only final products is not. All intermediates. Intermediates means that half siap, half ready, half made. All final services produced in the country during a certain period. Okay, so the complete answer will be A, right? Yeah, because of goods and services. The other answers, because this one final services tetapi goods tak ada, so you cannot put that. Yeah, only final products is not, because you need to consider services as well. Okay, so that is the second answer. Yeah, they must be all final good and services. The third one, which of the following is a shortcoming of gross domestic product? Okay, the first one, the GDP excludes changes in inventory, and then GDP includes the estimate of illegal transaction. GDP exclude non-market transaction. GDP include business investment spending. Okay, so shortcoming, that means the problem happens during GDP is the exclude changes in inventories. Exclude changes in the inventories means that they include import and export. This one is true, because in the formula also, as you can see, not the formula, this one. Yeah, they include net export, which is changes in inventory. So this one is correct. GDP include estimate of illegal transaction. So these are the answer. Yeah, because sometimes government feel that they want to be rich, And they put illegal business transaction as well, to include in the national accounting. Yeah. Okay, so that is the second one. The question number 3. All right, question number 4. The difference between gross domestic product and gross national product is, okay, the difference between GDP and GNP. So let's have a look at the formula. GDP and GNP. You see, GDP and GNP, right? Factor income abroad, factor pay abroad. This one. Yeah. Net property income from abroad. So these are the answer. Okay, number 5, Okay, what is the following is not included in GDP? Yang tak masuk dalam GDP. The first one, carrot purchased at the farmer's market and eaten by your family. Masuk ke tidak ni GDP? Purchase, right? That means consumption,
Yes.
Alright. The second one, carrots grown in your garden and eaten by your family. Okay. This one, okay. And then the third one, carrots purchased at a grocery store and eaten by your family. This one betul kan? Because this one you beli kan? You beli and then you makan. Okay. Kalau carrots grown, duit keluar tak? Tak ada kan? That means that family ambil je carrots tu and then terus makan. That means no money, monetary transaction involved. So this one lah. Yeah. Kalau tanam sendiri, makan sendiri, that means if you grown yourself and then eat by yourself, consume yourself, it cannot be used. Yeah. Kalau purchase, yes, because you spending. Yeah. So that is question number 5. Yeah. Dia question dia sama lebih kurang macam atas ni tadi. Yeah. Anak coverage dan anak gross. Kalau gross saja, that means it's not ready made. That means you cannot put that as your GDP. Okay, let's have a look at the this one because this include in midterm. But I want you to understand the format first. Yeah, let's have a look at the question which is related to. Okay, I go for this question 3 first. Okay, have a look at question 3. Alright, the table shows a set of a hypothetical annual income data. Complete the table by calculating the values as indicated by question 1, question 2, question 3, and question 4. Okay, so they give you the table already. This one, the format already. It just matter for you to calculate. Okay, so let's have a look at this one. Alright, as you can see up here, consumption, investment, government expenditure, export, import, changes in inventories. Okay, my question to you, which one is it? Is it expenditure approach, income approach, or product approach? Yang mana satu? Kalau dah ada consumption, investment, government expenditure, export, import, which one? Expenditure, income, or product?
First one.
Expenditure kan? Okay, expenditure right? Okay, so this one okay, for consumption to find GDP MP, okay, so you need to add consumption, tambah, investment also add, government also, expenditure also add, export also add, but import you need to minus. Okay, you see here in the format, export minus import, right? Plus, minus. Okay, changes in inventories. Ada tak dalam ni? Do we have changes in inventories? Tak ada kan? No. So that means do we have to calculate? No, That means you need to delete. Okay, you need to delete. Okay, so plus, minus. Okay, so if you press the calculator, you will get the answer of, okay, consumption 120,000 plus investment 61,000 plus government expenditure 51,700 plus export 100,000 minus import 96,000. Changes in inventories you don't have to put. Okay, so the answer will be 236,700. Yeah. Okay, 236,700. Okay. So, yeah, sorry. Okay, so the question number 1, answer is here, 36 mm. Okay, because ASF millions there, right? Okay, so 236,700. All right. From this one, yeah, GDP MP, you want to go for GDP FC. Question number 2. All right. The formula for GDP FC, as you can see in the template that I given to you, which is assume factor income tak ada, factor abroad tak ada. Okay, they go for this one, indirect taxes and subsidies. So, plus indirect taxes minus subsidy, right? So, you need to add indirect taxes and then minus subsidy. So, what the answer will be 700 million. Okay, this one million might be later. Okay, minus with, sorry, plus with indirect taxes here, 8045 million. Minus subsidy here, 10575. The answer will be here 236,700 plus 8045 minus 10575, 234,170. So that is the second answer. Alright, the third answer is to calculate GNPFC. Okay, so sometimes it can be, oh, okay, that is the problem with this question. They go for indirect taxes and subsidies and then factor income or factor income. But somehow it's still add and minus also. But it's okay, no problem. Alright, we just continue whatever that question have. RM234170. Right. So this one, factor income from abroad, factor income to abroad. If you see the formula there, factor income abroad, you need to plus, factor paid abroad, that means duit keluar, money out, that means minus. Okay, so if you go for this one, go to the question again. From abroad means from outside, yeah, that means you need to plus. To abroad, that means money out, yeah, which is minus, yeah. So plus with 20,580 million minus with 27,760. Okay, so you get answer of 234,170 plus 20,580 minus 2677. You get 226,990. So this is question number 3. Okay, and the last one, question number 4, to calculate national income. Okay, in the this one only involve depreciation only. So based on the format, depreciation is here. So we need to minus, yeah, kena tolak, yeah, minus. So therefore, to calculate that, yeah, from the question answer question number 3, 226,900, you need to minus with national income. Okay, so 15,675. One one two five. Okay, I go for this one first. I want to show this one. 120 million. One. Then plus export. Import. Okay, so done with this one. Okay, you can snap the picture. You can snap the picture on question 3. Yeah, you can get the answers. Okay. I give you 30 seconds to snap the picture. Yes, snap the picture or screenshot. Yeah, so these are the solution.
Done, sir.
Okay, done Let me know because I'm outside the Google Meet screen, so I'm this one. Yeah,
Done, sir.
done Okay,
Thanks,
so
sir.
I proceed with other question, Can? There? Proceed with other question. Okay, so let's try this one. Okay, I want you to have your set of calculator with you or handphone or maybe. Alright, so let's have a look at this one. Okay, the table shows a set of hypothetical annual income data. Fill the blanks for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, something like that. Okay, the first one, you see consumer expenditure, government, general government expenditure, gross fixed capital formation, and then next export. Okay, in other words, this one consumption, this one is government spending, this one is investment. So actually this one is referring to this one also, expenditure approach. Yeah. Okay, net export. Okay, listen carefully. Net export, that means they already calculated export minus import, which is net export. So please help me to add everything. Add, 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 and add. How much do you get? Do you get this one? Total domestic expenditure, which is GDP. Question number one, the answer is add up everything. Tambah semua. Ada tak? Ada 300.
So
Okay.
300 332,500,000.
Okay. Cross check with me. You get this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, to 500 Okay. So RM to 500. Okay, so that is the first one. Okay, the second one, tax on expenditure and subsidies. Okay, so tax and expenditure and subsidies. Okay, so refer back to the formula, which is indirect tax and subsidies, right? That means you need to add tax and expenditure, tambah subsidies, you need to minus. So how much do you get? Itu 500 million. Let me know if I get the wrong answer. Plus 3850 million minus 8.
328150.
Okay, hold on. Plus 3850 minus 820. This one, right? This is same?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The third one is oh, this one is number 5. Okay, never mind. Okay, so number 3, this one. Factor income received from abroad. Receive means plus, income paid means minus. So as you can see here, RM 328,150 million plus 4,000 million minus with 7,500 million. So you get
324650.
okay, 0 plus 4. Same, is it this one?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 3246. Okay, question number 4. The income, that means you need to minus depreciation, minus, that means question
321150.
4650 minus 3,100 million.
Three two one five five zero.
Okay, is it here, this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, number 4. Alright, number 5. Number 5 is here, this one. Yeah. tax expenditure minus subsidies, which is this one GNPFC. Okay, in that, sorry. Yes. GNPFC. Gross national product affected cost. Okay, and then number 6, this one is related to factor income paid. This one, so that we go in here. Gross national product and market price. Okay. Right, and then question number 7. Okay, national income already there. That means you want to calculate personal income. Okay, go to the format again. Personal income, you see, only add transfer payment and minus everything. So that means transfer payment you add, EPF you minus, so you minus. Okay, so from this one, the question number 4 that you get, which is RM 321550 plus with 12,000 million. This one in million. Plus with 9,800 million minus, minus this one. This one minus, and then minus another 5,000 million. Okay, so how much? 821,550 plus 12,000 minus 9,800 minus 5,000. Is it same, this one? 318750?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so the last one, the question number, this one. Okay, which is this one, disposable income. And then the last one is question number 9, okay, which is this one. The answer for personal income less personal income tax, tolak.
293,750.
Minus 35. You get 318. This one,
Yes, sir.
Okay, 219. Okay, then this one. Okay, you may snap the picture to get the answers. Yeah, zoom. 30 seconds.
Done, sir.
Done. How about the others? Done already?
Done,
sir.
Done. Okay. All right. So we have another 2 questions to go. Maybe this one. 2 questions to go. National income and so on. Okay. All right. Give me 3 minutes break, and then after that I will show you on how to do the full format. Okay, 3. 5 minutes. I give me 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes. Okay, let's go through the full set question. Okay, the reason why I come for this one because of in the midterm, the question is something like this, but it might be full format. Okay. Let's have a look at question one. Okay, what is it? The question. Okay, I give you this one. The table below shows the values of economic activities of country Z in 2013. Okay, so these are the question. Household consumption, government expenditure, private investment, export of goods and services, import of goods and services, net income for abroad, indirect taxes, subsidies and depreciation. Okay. Before that, I just want to let you know that later on, I will share with you in Google Classroom example of full set by using this one. That means product approach, and then income approach. Probably I will prepare two set of question and answers together so you can understand on to calculate product approach and final income approach. But because so far in the study question, most of the question is more on expenditure approach, so it's not fair if let's say in the midterm they ask about income approach and product approach. So I can assure you that I will provide to you later on example of question related to product approach and income approach, on to calculate that. Okay. And then also, the question sometimes into national income, but it is more than that. Actually, there is more on personal income and disposable. I will provide to you full set, full set of sample question and answers. Okay, let me go through this one. Document. Okay, so this one, you see, household consumption, blah 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 blah. This one, okay. Tips, to tackle early question, you need to remove whatever that you need to remove or exclude first the down part. That means this part or this part. Okay, before you tackle the upper level. So you see, net income from abroad, you exclude first indirect taxes, subsidies, depreciation, because you have here consumption, expenditure, investment, export and import. So this one is definitely at the above side, to calculate GDP MP. Okay, so this is it's a straightforward question also. Okay, so question 4. Ayah. Just answer lah. Okay, just testing. But never mind. Question 4. Okay, question 4. So this one, national income. Something like this. Give me some time to do the table first. Only 2 columns. This one is RM. In million, right? RM million. Okay, first thing first, remember GDP MP. I already give you the format here to calculate GDP MP here. Okay, so the first thing we need to put is household consumption. Okay, so household consumption is 40,000. Okay, the second one is government expenditure. Okay, government expenditure is 25,000. The third one, private investment. Export. Export, add or minus? Export add, sama 15. And then import. Import because money out, right? Yeah, minus, which is negative 35,000. Yeah, minus. This one is minus. Okay, so for question A, DPMP. Okay, so press the calculator. 40,000 plus 25,000 plus 10,000 plus 15,500 minus 35,000, which is 55,500. Okay, 1,500. So it's the first part. Alright, the second part is I do the draft first before I make it quite tidy. Okay, the second one, GNP at FC. Okay, to calculate GNPFC, you need to refer to GNPFC, this one. Indirect tax and subsidies, that means here, this one, GNPFC. This one sometimes can be here, sometimes can be here, but you need to look at the question. If GNPFC, that means indirect taxes and subsidies. If GNPMP, that means you need to consider factor income and factor paid. So since this one GNPFC, okay, but this one you need to follow format as well. And then this one national income, right? So you need to start like this because they ask you this one. So you need to calculate all four of this, yeah. The question says that net income from abroad. Okay, net income from abroad, that means 2500. So you will get the answer of the NPMP, gross national product market price. Don't worry, this one will be provided for you, the formula and everything, yeah. Okay, so what is it? 5,500 plus 2,500, 58,000. Okay, and then here it goes to this part. We have indirect taxes and subsidies, right? So from the formula, you need to add indirect tax minus subsidies. Yeah. Indirect taxes. So indirect taxes is 5,000. Subsidies in need to minus. Subsidies in need to minus 1,500. Then here we go. You get the answer for question B, gross national product effective gross. So you press calculator, yeah. 58,000 3500 less 1,500. Okay, and the last one, the question is national income, right? So for national income, the formula is minus depreciation. So in the question, depreciation is 8,500 minus international income. So you get 1. Done, yeah. That means until question C. Okay. How to make it neat? Okay, go for no border. Okay, and then highlight upper table top. It's supposed to be this one also. Okay, maybe you can bold a little bit and then make it this one. All right. Top border because this one for question A. Okay, and then this one because calculation for GNP-MP. This one also up and so this is how you done it. Okay. If you want to add one spaces also can if you feel you want to because to make the difference, yeah. Okay. So this one. This one. I think you're not supposed to be. Never mind. Just like this. Okay. This one should be fine. If you want to make it bold also okay. Bold. So you can see the differences. Yeah, because you want these are the calculation. That means some kind of final answer. What is it? Okay, done with this one. Okay, so done with this one. Any question? Any question?
No,
Okay, you can
sir.
snap the picture. You can snap the
Okay.
picture. Ah,
Done, sir.
done You can snap the picture. Okay, done Alright, so okay, for question number one. For question number one, I think you can try it by your own first, yeah. Okay, but let's see if we can do something about that. Okay, private consumption, yes, you add. Public expenditure, yes. Public investment, yes. Changes in stock, no. Yeah, this one you don't have to put changes in stock. Okay. Export and import, yes. You need to export. You need to wow. Actually, okay. Ignore this negative sign. Export plus import minus net factor income from abroad negative, so it's okay, just add negative. Indirect tax, add minus subsidies minus depreciation, so you get those answers. Yeah, okay, so this one changes in stock you don't have to. Yeah, changes in stock you don't have to do. Okay, all right, no question, right? Is it okay? Everything is okay, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, Sham, any question? Sham, Romeo, any question?
No, sir.
Romeo, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then everything okay. You look lost somehow. Can you understand?
No. I am following,
Okay.
sir.
All right. Okay. So when they done with this
Sir.
one, yes, Sham.
Sorry for interrupting. Can you send the recording, sir?
Yeah. Okay. So recording usually Sham, I uploaded at YouTube. Do you have my YouTube channel?
Yeah, I have your YouTube channel.
Yes. You can refer
So
to
you
my YouTube channel.
okay.